All right, there's a little quirk to the Q&A forum that I'd like to demonstrate here. So I'm just going to, in this testing space, I'm going to add an activity. Forum is one of the items here. So I'll select forum. You can read about it here. I'll show you where you can get a bit more information in a moment. I'm just going to click add. I'm going to call it Q&A. Sorry, let my computer get a catch up here. Q&A forum test. And I could be asking about anything. Tell me about today's class. Right, you can have people discuss something that came up in class. You can ask any kind of question you want. The important thing, though, is that this is not the question. So if you want to ask a question, this isn't it, and I'll show you what comes up. Here we want a forum. There's 5 different types of forum. I'm going for the Q&A forum. If you want to know more about them, this little green question mark between the label forum type and that drop-down menu, if you click on that, you get a bit more information about each of them. Q&A forum, it just says students must first post their perspectives before viewing other students' posts. So if you're doing a graded item where they need to respond to something in the class, this can be a useful way to do it. You set availability. If it's going to be due at a certain time, you enable that. If you want to cut off, so if they can post after the due date for another day, you can enable that. Various other things, maybe they can attach files instead of typing something in, or as well as typing something in. Maybe not. These items can give you access to that. How are you going to grade it, and so on. So I'm going to hit save and display. So that'll save what I've set up so far. And here's what it'll look like when a student is in your course and they click on the Q&A forum link, they'll come here. Now, there's a little note here. There are no questions yet in this forum. What I had typed in the description space is here. But in order to have something that students can respond to, you need to click on add a new question. So response on, I'm recording this on a Thursday, so let's call it Thursday's class. You'll want something a bit more informative here. You can have the message, give more details about how Mr. Darcy speaks to Elizabeth. Okay. And here we go. Post that. All right, so I've posted that as the instructor. Now what will the student see? It's always good form to check it out from the student's perspective. So I'm going to switch my role to the student's perspective here. Scroll down to the student role. And a student sees this. So you must first post your answer. So here's the first thing they can respond to. Reply. Mr. Darcy is really condescending. Okay, so they can post, they can submit their response, and then that's there. And now if we go back to the instructor's role, the instructor can do all sorts of things, but we'll leave it at there. The main thing that I wanted to point out was that you have to actually post a question. Creating the forum doesn't create the question, and without that, there's nothing for students to respond to. All they'll get is there are no questions yet to answer. They won't be able to do anything in the forum. So I hope that's helpful.